First you can ask to
I'm talking about translations. Maharaj said that until you understand Siddhanta, you should not translate. Also, you should be able to transfer the power. How do you understand that you can transfer the mood? And how do you know that you really understand Siddhanta? Because you think you understand, maybe you don't. And how to feel that you have the blessings and qualifications to translate Siddhanta?
उसका प्रश्न है कि आपने बोला जो व्यक्ति अनुवाद करेगा उस अनुवाद करने वाले व्यक्ति को पहले स्वयं को पूरी तरह से पता होना चाहिए, सिद्धांत स्पष्ट होना चाहिए कि क्या अनुवाद कर रहा है पहला, और दूसरा उसको खुद को पता होना चाहिए कि हाँ उसको समझ आती है ठीक से बात या नहीं समझ आती। तो वो कहती है ऐसे तो अपने आप समझने से मुझे लगता है कि हाँ मुझे सब कुछ समझ आता है। तो अब जब ये पता चलता है कि सब कुछ मुझे आता है समझ में, तो ये बात आती नहीं कि मेरे को कैसे पता चलेगा मैं गलत हूँ। और दूसरा भाव को ठीक से कैसे ट्रांसलेशन किया जाता है ये उसको नहीं पता बोलती है।
यदि पता नहीं तो कैसे समझ लीजिए ठीक किया?
सिद्धांत नहीं पता
ना भाव को ही तो बोलता है सिद्धांत। तो भाव को ही जो पता नहीं तुम कैसे उसको ट्रांसलेट करोगे?
So Maharaj is saying that unless and until you yourself understand, that how something is correct or not, then how can you even make the decision that yes I have to translate this. First of all you must get convinced fully that yes I am able to understand this particular Siddhanta very very clearly. Then and only then you will be able to transfer the bhav and translate. Otherwise how you can even translate? That's it.
You may think you understand, but you don't understand.
That's what Maharaj is saying, that you think that you have understood, that means you are 100% convinced, and then okay. Our capacity, our limitation is that much. What we are able to understand completely, that yes that is right, that is what we translate, that's what we speak, that's what we act according to.
Some senior Vaishnavas, my understanding is correct.
Understanding from them, isn't it? We understand from them first, and then again confirming if possible, yes, go for it also. Any other question? You have to be first. Whatever you want to ask, just the question.
When the baby is in the womb, he's praying to Bhagwan at that time. Sri Krishna Prabhu was asking, he said Namabhas, what type of Namabhas is there?
जिस समय एक जीव माता के गर्भ में होता है और वो भगवान को पुकारता है, तो उस समय उसके द्वारा माता के गर्भ में जब भगवान को पुकारना होता है तो क्या वो नामाभास होता है?
कैसे पुकारता है उस अनुसार तो सबको नामाभास नाम भी हो सकता है।
How can he forget after he comes out? How can he forget?
और नामाभास होगा ऐसा बात नहीं।
First question is clear, and that's it. Let him speak.
बात होता है यदि वहाँ शुद्ध नाम भी हो सकते हैं, उसका योग्यता अनुसार गर्भ में था, उसका पहले वो अनजान था, ये तो नहीं बोल सकता है। तो कोई जन्म चला जाता है तो उसको का तो जब ठीक रहे तो उसका सब याद रहेगा।
So, I think everybody understood the question. He is saying that if a baby in the womb of mother calling out the name of Lord, is that Nam is Namabhas, or if that is Namabhas, what type of Namabhas is that? Then Srila Maharaj answered that we cannot say that that will only be Namabhas, that can be Shuddha Nam also. Depends on the position, the situation of that child itself. who is in the womb. Maybe in his like previous lifetimes, he may have done some too much bhakti. He may be on very advanced stage, but because of some of his karma, he may has to again come back in the womb of mother and chant the names of the Lord. Then that Shuddha Nam also can be there. It is not that only he will be able to chant Namabhas. In different cases, different things can be applied. We cannot say that it will be only Namabhas. That's why what kind of Namabhas will be that. It may be Shuddha Nam also.
যেরকম সাপ से अभिशाप से वो हाथी बना, तो हाथी बना तो क्या हाथी जन्म में उनको नामाभास हुआ? तो भगवान कैसे आगे?
So Maharaj is mentioning in the for Gajendra. Maharaj having no shoes. I think better bring shoes now, if shoes is there around. So Maharaj is mentioning about Gajendra, that it is not that Gajendra, because of some curse, he may have he was forced or he was accepting the body of an elephant, but it does not mean that when he is in the womb of mother, he is not able to chant the name of the Lord, and that name may be Shuddha Nam also. Or when even while he is in the body of an elephant, at that time also he is calling out the name of Lord, and that became Nam. Why? Otherwise, if Namabhas, then Bhagavan is coming, it is not possible. If he wants to speak more first on one topic.
একটা কি প্রহ্লাদ যে আসলো, সে কবে হরিনাম শুনেছে, কবে সৎসঙ্গ করেছে, তো কী করে তার এরকম একটা স্মরণ ভক্তি সে জাজমেন্ট করতে পারে?
नहीं, किंतु माता के गर्भ में
हाँ,
उनको सौभाग्य मिल गया वो श्रवण करने का सब कुछ।
ना श्रवण मिला तो श्रवण माता के गर्भ में सुन सकता है
ना। मैं आपकी बात समझ रहा हूँ, किंतु मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि अभी इनका वाला जो प्रश्न चल रहा है उसमें सिर्फ इतना है कि माता के गर्भ में कर सकता है या नहीं। बाहर वाले तो बहुत सारी चीज़ें
सब कर सकता है, इसमें कोई बात नहीं है।
ठीक,
अपना साधन के ऊपर डिपेंड करता है।
For different jivas, different thing can be applied because it depends on their sadhan in previous lifetimes. Now you can ask next question.
So does it mean that not every baby will pray to the Lord? Only those people who have done a bit of sadhan bhajan, who knows a bit of the Lord, in a later stage they can pray. So it's not every baby who can pray to the Lord.
क्या ये कोई नियम है कि सारे जो बच्चे गर्भ में आते हैं सारे के सारे भगवान से प्रार्थना करते हैं?
ना,
No. All the babies, those who are having so many sukritis, lot of sukritis, only on those like babies, they chant the name of the Lord in the womb also. Call out the name of the Lord. मेरे को नहीं समझ आ रहा क्या बोल रहा हूँ। 7वें में हो 10वें में हो, उसमें क्या ना मैं कह रहा हूँ ये दूसरा पॉइंट आ गया ना फिर एकदम से। She is mentioning that at the time of 7 months, then I am saying like no problem. So the main point Maharaj is mentioning that those who are having sukritis, so many sukritis, they call out the name of Lord when they are in the womb of their mother, not every baby. You are too rushing. इसके और कोई चीज़ है इसमें? भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर जी ने जैसे कीर्तन में बोला, उन्होंने कीर्तन में कहा कि मेरे को जननी जठरे छिलाम जखन पाशे एक बार प्रभु देखा दिया मोरे वंचिले ए दीन दासे। तो जो भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर बोल रहे हैं वो अपने विषय में बोल रहे हैं, ना कि प्रत्येक जीव के साथ में ऐसा होता है।
वो सुकृतिमान जीव का बारे में बोला,
ठीक,
नहीं तो सब के लिए
ठीक,
तो उसका अपना ऊपर लगा दिया।
हाँ जी,
लेकिन वो है सुकृतिमान जीव।
ठीक,
सब जीव में कोई जीव वहाँ से जन्म लेता है, मरता है
जी। गर्भ में ही मरता है।
गर्भ में मरता।
हम्म,
तो क्यों ऐसा होता है? पातुकी का कारण
जी।
अति महापातुकी
जननी जठरे मोरे।
तो ऐसा जो होता है तो वो भी पातुकी का कारण,
जी
इसी माफिक वो जो सुकृति का कारण उसका ऐसा होगा।
ठीक।
जिसको जैसा सुकृति होगा उसका ऐसा होगा। सबका सुकृतिमान होने से ऐसा हो जाएगा, वो नहीं। सुकृति का भी डिग्री है,
जी।
तारतम्य है।
जी। So, in one Kirtan, Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur, he is mentioning that Janani Jathare Chilamu Jakhon. When I was there in the womb of my mother, Janani Jathare Chilamu Jakhon, Vishama Bandhan Pashe. At that time, I was in such a situation which is called Vipad Bandhan, means I was bounded from all sides in such a way which is considered all kind of miseries. Like in that kind of circumstances, I was there. And ek baar Prabhu dekha dila more.
देखा दिया मोरे।
Dekha diya more. One time you manifested yourself in front of me and Vanchila Edin Dase, and afterward you disappeared from there and deceived me. Never gave darshan again. So, in this Kirtan, Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur is mentioning this. Srila Maharaj is mentioning that he is Nitya Siddhu Parikar of the Lord. He is, even though he is mentioning about himself, but in reality it does not applies to them, applies to him. It applies to those who are Sukritiman, those who are having so many accumulated Sukritis. For them it also happens that they chant the name of the Lord. Means over there, if Prabhu comes over there, that means they have chanted Shuddha Nam. That's why he comes over there and gives them darshan also. But Srila Maharaj was mentioning that Sukriti Man means also so many different kind of Sukriti Mans. Why? Because they are having gradation of their Sukritis also. So if they are having very less Sukritis, then Bhagavan may not manifest in front of them, or they may not be able to chant the name of the Lord even. But those who are having so many Sukritis, they will come to this point that they chant the name of the Lord, maybe Namabhasa. Then more Sukritiman, they are able to chant pure Nam, Shuddha Nam, by which Bhagavan also comes over there and gives them darshan. So in that there is so many details. And on the other side, contrary, there are people, those who have committed so many sins in their last lives. And what happens, what's the result for that? That one after another they come in the womb and even die in the womb itself. That's why in Chaitanya Bhagavat, Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur mentions that Mahapataki,
अति महापातकी,
Ati Mahapataki, those who are so those who have committed such a sin which is considered like sin means pap, then more than sinful, that is like papi, papiyan, papishta. Like Kaviraj Goswami mentions about himself, Jagai Madai Hoite Muise papishta. Papishta means the superlative degree. Pap, papiyan, papishta. So that's the superlative degree. And more than that, if one goes, then it is like pataki, then mahapataki, then ati mahapataki. One after another, it is like gradation. So Chaitanya Bhagavat mentions that those who are ati mahapataki, what happens with them? That again and again and again they come in the womb and die, again go to the next womb and die, then go to the next womb and die. They don't even because of this like too much sins, they are unable to come out and take birth. So in different things cases, different things can be happen.
How should the Nam
Wait.
ध्रुव के 6 मासे भगवान के दर्शन मिल और ওই सबरीকে মন্ত্র দিয়েছিলেন মাতঙ্গ মুনি। সে কুমারী অবস্থায়, বাচ্চা অবস্থায়, তার থেকে বুড়ি হলো, কিন্তু ওই রাম নাম জপছে, জপতে জপতে রামচন্দ্রের দর্শন পেল, সেটাও পেল, এটাও পেল। তো এর এত সময় লাগলো কেন, ওর ওটা লাগলো কেন, এটা কি কোশ্চেন হবে?
So Maharaj is saying that Dhruv Maharaj, when he left his house, met with Narad Rishi, got the mantra performed austerities and chanted that mantra, and in 6 months he got perfection. Lord came in front of him, gave him darshan, had conversation, everything. Whereas in the case of Shabari, when she was very young, at that time she met with her guru, Matanga Muni, and received Ram Nam mantra and got this blessing that Ram will definitely come and give you darshan and bless you. So for her, somebody is there behind you. So for her 60,000 year passed almost. नहीं 60,000 तो उसका वाल्मीकि का बोलते हैं. But she became very old. At that time Lord Ramchandra came and gave her darshan. So for her it took almost whole life, and for Dhruv Maharaj it took only 6 months. So is it a question to say that why she Bhagwan gave her darshan in 6 months, gave him darshan in 6 months, and why she took so long? So Maharaj is saying this is not a question. It depends on one's own previous previous deeds. Somebody asked Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj once that you are teaching this Krishna conscious process, how long it takes to complete? Then he mentioned that it can take 1 second or it can take 1,000 and 1,000 of lifetimes, depends on the sincerity of a person.
That sincerity would depend on Sukriti.
He wants to, like, whenever we stop, he speaks. He like, if we ask question again and again, then maybe we miss so many things. Like sometime ask him, you have anything else to speak about this subject, or we can continue with next question. और आगे बात पूछो उनसे, और कुछ पूछना चाहते हैं या फिर इस विषय में कुछ और बताएंगे अभी?
ना पूछना चाहिए, बोलो.
Okay, now you can.
So if someone got the Sukriti to remember Bhagwan in the womb, so most likely when he comes out, he will still remember Bhagwan, he will not forget. So he will become a devotee, most likely. So no need to ask.
कह रहे हैं कि यदि ऐसे तो सुकृतियाँ सबकी अलग अलग ही हैं और अलग अलग सुकृतियों के प्रभाव से उनकी माता के गर्भ में भी अलग अलग प्रकार की स्थिति होती है, किंतु जो ऐसे वाले भक्त लोग हैं जो माता के गर्भ में ही भगवान का नाम स्मरण करते हैं और कभी कभी शुद्ध नाम भी किसी का होता है और भगवान उनको दर्शन भी देते हैं, तो जब वो लोग अपनी माता के गर्भ से बाहर आते हैं तो क्या ऐसा होता है कि वो सब समय भगवान को स्मरण रख पाते हैं, या फिर कभी कभी ऐसा भी देखा जाता है कि वो नहीं भी रख पाते?
नहीं भी रख पाते. क्यों? वो जो माया में फंस जाता, दुर्बलता का कारण माया में फंस जाता है.
तो
ऐसे ठाकुर कीर्तन में तो बता दिया.
जब मैं बाहर आया तो माता के स्नेह में मेरा वो हो गया, पिता माता पिता के फिर बालकों के साथ खेलने लगा. हाँ, ठीक है,
वो ऐसा हो गया. तो बात होता है उसका मतलब
कि ऐसा होना संभव पर है
नहीं, उसका मतलब ये दुस्संग है.
ठीक है, क्योंकि
ये लोग ऐसा सब भक्त संग नहीं मिला. भक्तिस्तु भगवत संग
भक्त संगे ना परिजायते.
और वही जो कृष्ण भक्ति जन्ममूल
है साधु संग,
कृष्ण प्रेम जन्माए ते हो मुख्य अंग. साधु संग होने से ही मिलने से होगा नहीं. वो कृष्ण प्रेम जन्माने के लिए भी साधु संग जरूरत है. जैसा जैसा साधु का संग होगा ऐसा रंग छोड़ेगा. जिसलिए देखा जाता है जो सुख रस का है, लेकिन वो जो मधुर रस का
ये वाला बात में, ये वाला बात में
ठीक है. तो ऐसे ही तो होता है.
So the question was being asked that if somebody has chanted Namabhas in the womb of mother or chanted Shuddha Nam, or maybe Bhagavan has also manifested in front of that person in the womb, that Jiva, is it possible that once he comes out from the womb of mother that he will always be remembering the Lord, he will be always performing bhakti, or otherwise also it can happen? Then Maharaj started mentioning that otherwise also can happen. Why? Because in that Kirtan itself, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is mentioning that in the womb of mother, when I was there, you gave me darshan. I had your darshan once, and then when I came out, what was my position? I was Janani when I got the affection from my mother and father and relatives, I forgot all the pain and I forgot everything that I came here to perform bhajan. And then slowly what happened? I started playing. I went to the school, started learning so many things, and then I went out to work, want to attain so much wealth. So in that, and then I got married, then I had kids. All these things he is mentioning in that Kirtan itself. So the Kirtan itself proves that that situation can happen. That once somebody has chanted Shuddhanam, Bhagavan has manifested, but still when is coming out, these kind of things can happen. What is this? This is called like coming in the contact with Maya. So if one is coming into the contact of Maya, and if he is Durbal, means weak, he himself is not having so much power because of association of sadhus, then what happens? He gets entangled into all those kind of things, and that is called dusang, means associating with those people, those who are not considered to be associated with. So in the like nutshell, Srila Maharaj wanted to say that he was mentioning once in Chandigarh, Swajanakya Dasyu. I mean, this word is been used for those like those who are considered our own person. Swajan means like father, mother, brother, family members or relatives. So they are known as Swajan, means they are our own. But in the Shastras it has been mentioned Swajanakya Dasyu, even though they are known as your own people, your own friends, your own relatives, but in reality who they are Dasyu, dacoits. What they do? They forcefully take your all wealth, all your energy, all your time, everything, and in reward they will not give you anything. Srila Maharaj mentioning once in Chandigarh again in one Kirtan, this Shravanam Kirtan, Bhajahu Reman Shri Nanda Nandan Abhay Charanar Vindre. In that Kirtan also he mentions that Vifale Sevinu Kripan Durjanu Chapal Sukh Lav Lagire. That what I have done, I have invested all my energy, all my time just to attain very little happiness, and what I did for that, I have given almost all of my life, everything. For whom? For all those who never think for the well-being of others, they always think about their own selfish motives. So in this way, all these things Maharaj is mentioning that can come even after having darshan of Lord in the womb of mother also, if one does not associate with sadhus. And afterward he continued from Chaitanya Charitamrita that Krishna Bhakti Janma Mool Hai Sadhu Sangha. Even though one may have darshan of the Lord, like Maharaj once he was mentioning here in Puri itself, that if one has darshan of Bhagavan, still does not mean that he is very superior. Why? Because he has not relished what is the real thing in the service. Like he mentions that, can say like if there is rabdi in one pot and a transparent sheet is there on the top of it, that means rabdi is covered with transparent sheet, and if you are looking at it, is it possible? Because you are able to see that rabdi, you are seeing with your eye that rabdi is there, but even though you are trying to lick it, but still you don't get any taste. Why? Because it has not come in the contact with your tongue. So in the same way, direct contact. So in the same way, even if Bhagavan gives darshan, but still if you are unable to serve and obtain this desire to serve his lotus feet, it is not really considered that you will be able to taste anything. That's why Maharaj mentions that it is like he mentions from Srila Prabhupada, who mentions that in his instructions that darshan of Lord in this Kali Yuga, darshan of Lord is possible through ears, not with eyes. Why? Because with eyes, even though you may have darshan, but you will not be able to attain this service attitude by which you can relish what is the beauty of Lord. But in reality, if you will be able to attain this desire to serve Him, even though no darshans of Lord, but your position will be superior. Our Gurudev also mentioned one thing about Amrish Maharaj and Prahlad Maharaj. While he was speaking from Brihad Bhagavatamrita, he was mentioning that Prahlad Maharaj, he was able to see the Lord. He was able to sit on the lap of the Lord, and Lord also licked his body with his tongue. But Amrish Maharaj, he had no darshan of the Lord, and he is still a sadhak, not a siddha purusha. But still, in Brihad Bhagavatamrita, Sanatana Goswami is saying that Prahlad Maharaj is Jnani Bhakt, whereas Amrish Maharaj is Shuddha Bhakt, whose position is superior. Position of Shuddha Bhakt, Amrish Maharaj. Why? Even though he has no darshan of Lord and he is a sadhak. Other side, Prahlad Maharaj, he is a siddha purusha and have darshan of Lord. Why? Because he mentions that Amrish Maharaj is have developed a desire to serve the Lord, whereas Prahlad Maharaj, even though he is having direct darshan of the Lord, but that service attitude is not there in his heart because he has not associated with that mood, with that service mood. Just 1 second, if Maharaj has to speak something first. ये वाला सारा जो विचार आप बताते हैं कि रबड़ी को देखा, उसके ऊपर ट्रांसपेरेंट शीट है, उसका आस्वादन नहीं कर सकते, तो उसके द्वारा फिर यही प्रमाणित होता है कि दर्शन से भी अधिक जो वस्तु है वो है सेवा की प्रवृत्ति, जिससे वास्तविक रूप में उनका आस्वादन होता है। और जो प्रभुपाद जी बोल रहे हैं जैसा कि श्रवणैको वैद्य, ये श्रवणैको वैद्य, ये कहाँ का श्लोक है? श्रवणैको वैद्य या प्रभुपाद जी की भाषा है? अच्छा, Srila Prabhupada used to use this word Shravanaiku Vaidya, Adokshaj Vastu. Adokshaj Vastu. Adokshaj Vastu. Adokshaj means that Lord, Atindriya, that Lord which is not under the grip of our senses, external senses, who is beyond the grip of our external senses. Adokshaj, with whom we can have only contact with our transcendental senses. That only when he awards this gift to us. When we become Sevonmukh, then what happens? He awards this transcendence to us, and then by that we are able to see him. So Srila Prabhupada used to say, Adokshaj Vastu, Ekmatra Shravanaik Vaidya. Ekmatra means the only way to have contact with that personality is Shravanaik Vaidya, means with one's Shravanaik, means with one's ears. By hearing, only Shravan, only hearing can contact us with that personality, not any other way. Because Srila Maharaj is mentioning again and again this verse that Atha Shri Krishna Namadi na bhavet grajyam indriyai jivado swayamev spuritata. I think most of us, we are hearing this verse again and again. Maharaj mentions that first thing is Atha Shri Krishna Naam Adi. So Maharaj mentions, मैं वही बोलता हूँ. Maharaj mentions again and again about Shri Krishna Naam Adi, means Naam Adi, the name of the Lord. Adi means so all other things, his Roop, his Gun, his Leela, his pastimes, his Dham. Shri Krishna Naam Adi.
He is devotee.
And his devotees, his parikar, his dham, everything related to him. And then other word comes in this verse itself, that Shri Krishna Namadi na bhaveta grajyamindriya shravan sevan mukhoi jivvado. Then another this word comes jivvado. Out of our senses, one is mentioned over there, jiva, tongue. Jiva ado, again adi, means all our senses only become eligible to have contact with the Supreme Lord only through Sevonmukh, with a desire to serve. Otherwise, it cannot have any contact with that personality. Yes, Shamaran Didi.
Yeah, so regarding that verse, it says that
Which verse?
this verse Shri Krishna Namadi. Once you've served and you're in Bhav Bhakti, you get the revelation of the Lord's different features. So I don't understand that if Krishna is giving his darshan, how you can fall down again, and how you can not have a service attitude. It sounds contradictory.
वो बोल रही हैं कि जब एक व्यक्ति को भगवान ने दर्शन दे दिया तो इसका मतलब है कि वो सेवोन्मुख होगा तभी तो दर्शन दिया।
सेवोन्मुख का तारतम्य नहीं है, उसे दर्शन के तरह मिला और बाकी कुछ मिलने के लिए वो अधिकार नहीं।
ठीक है। Maharaj is giving answer in a very simple way, very profound and simple way, that can say like a child has darshan of Lord in the womb of his mother, he had darshan. So Sevonmukha also, whatever Maharaj is saying, whatever words we use here and think about, in each and every word, in each and everything there are gradations. So Sevonmukta is also not only of one type, it can be 1%, it can be 50%, it can be 100%. So if maybe darshan of the Lord is possible with 20% of Sevonmukta, but relishment of the Lord is not that you can relish also with 20%. No, unless and until you are having 100% Sevonmukta, you cannot relish him in a full way.
Doesn't he only appear at Bhava Bhakti though?
कह रहे हैं कि क्या ऐसा होता है भाव भक्ति में ही भगवान केवल दर्शन देते हैं, उससे पहले भी दे सकते हैं?
उसका पहले जो दर्शन होता है उससे कोई बेनिफिट होता नहीं।
He is saying that before bhav bhakti he can give darshan, it's not a problem. He gives darshan before that also, but most of the time there is no benefit of that darshan.
Is there a scriptural example he can give?
देखो इतना बोलो बेनिफिट हो जाए दर्शन से। अब अपना प्राइम मिनिस्टर के दर्शन हो लो तो उससे अपना की बेनिफिट हो लो।
He is saying that can say like if you are able to see prime minister, then is it in that you got any benefit out of it or not? Benefit with this prime minister can visit so many places and so many people can see him, but is it that they got any benefit of seeing him or not, seeing the prime minister?
यदि जगत एटाई ना पाए तो सेटा की करे पाबे?
So in this material world, if we can see that darshan is not really considered darshan and there is no benefit, that's why this darshan is not considered in reality darshan. So why it cannot be apply on the Lord? He can give darshan for so many different reasons, but that darshan will not be beneficial unless and until you are having Sevonmukta. Because of Sevonmukta you can have contact with the Lord. Otherwise his darshan will be like ordinary darshan, like a prime minister darshan to so many people.
Is there a scriptural example that Maharaj would like to give?
I think this is the last question. अभी वो पूछ रहे हैं कि क्या इसका बात पूरी तरह से समझ आ रही है, जो आप बोल रहे हैं बात पूरी समझ आ रही है. आई एम टेलिंग दैट श्यामारानी दीदी इज सेइंग that she understand everything whatever you are speaking about, but still if there is some scriptural example that will be better. Yes, तो कह रहे हैं कि अगर कोई ऐसा वाला शास्त्रीय दर्शन की भाव से पहले भी किसी को दर्शन हुए हों, क्या इसका कोई शास्त्रीय प्रमाण स्मरण आता है आपको?
चिंता करने से बहुत आ जाएगा.
Maharaj is saying that once I think about it, so many things can come, so many examples can come from the scriptures. ध्रुव महाराज जी को जब दर्शन हुए थे तो क्या उसको भाव भक्ति के अंतर्गत बोला जाता है?
देखिए उसका होता है भक्तों कृपा से, एक दर्शन होता है भक्तों कृपा से, एक होता है भगवान का कृपा से, और एक होता है आपका भक्ति का बल से.
ठीक है.
जैसे वो बोल दिया भक्तों ने कि वही रत्नाकर को जे यही मोरा जपने से तुम्हारा राम नाम में सिद्धि होगा. तो मोरा से राम नाम सिद्धि होता है?
नहीं, उनके वचनों से ही हो गया, वो नाम भी नाम बन गया, उल्टा भी.
इसलिए वो उसका है भक्तों कृपा.
ठीक है.
इसमें आप एक भगवान का कृपा हो जाता है. भगवान का कृपा होने से होगा. जैसे वो जो पुंडरीक पंढरपुर में
जी,
जिनके लिए विठल भाई उनको कृपा कैसे हुआ? भगवान को कृपा करने के लिए इच्छा किया,
ठीक है।
तो कौन सा पॉइंट में इनको कृपा करो? तो बोल दिया तुम पिता माता को सेवा करो। तुम पत्नी को लेके तीर्थ भ्रमण करता है, तो ठीक नहीं है। और पिता माता को सेवा किया, उसी उपलक्ष्य में भगवान ने उनको कृपा करने के लिए आ गया। आने का बाद वो एक ईंट दे दिया, इसमें खड़ा रहो, मैं पिता को स्नान करा के कपड़ा पहना के मैं जाके स्वागत करूँगा। जब गया तब उन्होंने बोला तुम क्या वरदान चाहते हो? तब अपना रूप उनको दिखाया। तो पहले भी तो देखा, उस वक्त तो समझा नहीं, उस वक्त समझा, कृपा किया। जब किया तो बोला जो रूप से आप खड़ा है इसी रूप से सेवा दो।
ठीक है।
तो मराठी लोग बीट को बोलते, ईंट को बोलते बीट, तो इसीलिए वो उसका ऊपर रहा, इसलिए नाम हो गया बिट्टल।
ठीक है।
तो वो जो हुआ, पहले जो
दर्शन
दिया और बोला पिता माता को सेवा करो, तो उस दर्शन से उनका कुछ फायदा हुआ
नहीं
हुआ, और नेग्लिजिबल।
ठीक।
उसको वो कृपा से ही तो बाद में आया, वो सेवा किया।
ठीक है।
ऐसा भगवत भक्तों कृपा जो और भगवत कृपा जो ऐसे ऐसा होता है।
ठीक। ठीक है। So Maharaj is saying that the mercy of the Lord can come in so many different ways, or darshan of Lord also can be possible for different bhaktas, different sadhakas for different reasons. Like Maharaj is mentioning that Narad Rishi, he told Ratnakar Dasyo that if you chant this name of Lord Ram, then what will happen? You will be able to have his darshan. But he was unable to chant this Ram Naam. From his mouth only Mara, 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 Mara was coming. So, because he was always cutting the people, they are chopping the heads. So that's why he can only chant Mara, 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 Mara. And Narad said that, oh, if you can chant even this name, what will happen? Darshan of Lord will be there for sure. So, because of the words of Narad Rishi, Bhagavan, he gave the darshan to this Ratnakar Dasyu also. So this is because of the mercy of devotee. He was able to have darshan of Lord Ramchandra. Then on other example, Maharaj is mentioning that there was a devotee whose name was Pundrik, in front of whom Vitthal Dev appeared. And nowadays we know that in Maharashtra, Pandharpur, there is one very big temple by the name of Pandharpur, this Vitthal Dev, Vitthal Nath. So that Lord himself desired that, oh, I want to bless him, I want to give him my darshan, but how can I give? There must be some reason. Then Lord himself asked him, like disguising as an ordinary person, that, oh, you are taking your wife so many places for pilgrims, it's not proper, better you can go back to your house and serve your parents over there. By the result of that, Bhagavan will definitely please with you. So then what happened? That he came to his house, he started serving his parents with such a sincerity that Lord came over there again in front of him, and then he said that, oh, even though I can see that you are having very special form and you are having very special dress, but still here is, he gave like one brick, that, oh, here is this brick, you can please stand on it, wait for some time, I will go and bathe my father first and then come out and meet with you. So then what happened? That he went in, Lord was standing on that. Afterward this Pundrik came out, and then he met with the Lord, and Lord showed his form, who am I am pleased with your service to your parents, so now you can ask whatever you want. So he is known as Vitthal. Why? Because he was standing on the brick, and brick in Maharashtrian language is beat. So that's why Vitthal Nath, a personality who came and stand on the brick itself. So Maharaj was mentioning that even though before serving his parents, or before like the time when Lord came again to like meet with him, then also he had darshan of the Lord. But when he came after serving his father, again he had the darshan of Lord. Darshan of Lord earlier and darshan of Lord afterward was same for him or not? It was different. So he had darshan afterward also. So in this way Maharaj is mentioning that Lord can be merciful in so many different ways to different people, sometime on the request of devotees, sometime with his own desire, or sometime by seeing the bhakti, the sadhan of a sadhaka. So there are so many different ways that Bhagavan becomes merciful. आप महाप्रभु का भी उदाहरण देते हैं कभी कभी कि महाप्रभु दक्षिण भारत में गए, कितने लोगों को मिले, तो कोई कोई तो पहली बार ही नाम भी सुन रहा था, तो क्या वो भाव भक्त थे जिनको महाप्रभु के दर्शन हो रहे थे?
उस दर्शन में सब भक्ति था, भाव भक्ति था, प्रेम भक्ति था, सब था.
So Maharaj is saying that when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is wandering, he is going to South India and different other places. At that time he is meeting with so many different people. So over there we cannot say only that those who are in Bhav Bhakti they had darshan of Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu is like meeting with so many different varieties of people. Among them there are people who are having Prema Bhakti, those who are having Bhav Bhakti, those who are having only Sadhan Bhakti, maybe even not that also. So he met with different caliber of devotees. So these are scriptural examples that one can have darshan of Lord even prior to on the stage of Bhav Bhakti. I think that's it for today. Even if we have some questions regarding the same topic, but we will continue.